This message is for the person who has someone in their family who's battling addiction. Addiction of any kind, to the point where they were unable to take care of themselves, so they had to go live with somebody or share a place. Their economic condition has deteriorated because of this addiction. Cannot keep a job, cannot keep a source of income, ruining relationships with friends and relatives and romantic partners. Their addiction has taken over everything. Now, I know this is a hard thing for you to receive because you're probably too close to the situation. But speaking from a space, been there, done that, you do not allow anyone who is in full-blown addiction to live with you who is not in treatment. We have formal rehab centers, we have formal treatment centers, we have formal therapy places. These places are designed to address these issues, and some of you are still in denial of the fact that this person needs professional help. There's no way around it. If you see somebody today who has been making a six-figure income, living on their own, complete with a family, children, and everything else, have the package, and a year later they have absolutely nothing because of an addiction, you're going to sit there and tell me that it's not a big deal? Are you really going to tell me that? Are you going to really tell me that that young person who was in college, who has always loved school from day one, scholarships and everything else, don't have to pay a dime to go to school, fast-tracking their way through school to get a degree, got potential offers, internships, fellowships, the whole 9 yards today, and then all of a sudden, a year later, you don't know where they're at, what they're doing, and what's going on because of an addiction? You mean to tell me that's not a problem? You're going to tell me that. So you figure what you're going to do is you're going to love that situation out of them. You're going to pray that situation out of them. Don't get me wrong. Prayer is strong, but sometimes you need a little bit more help. You need a little bit more formal education. And I'm sorry if this steps on the toes of people who are prayer warriors and they just believe prayer. All they need is prayer. They don't need to do anything else but to get on their knees and pray, pray, pray. Sometimes you got to get off your butt and you got to go seek out those sources, and you got to sign on the dotted line, and you got to have these people committed to somewhere to get straightened up. And that's all there is to it. In the meantime, they're stealing stuff out of the house to go deal with the dealers, coming in the house all times of day or night, be gone several days at a time. There's no telling who's in your house when you're gone because you probably have to go to work. You don't know who's there. You don't having to deal with mood swings and everything else because you don't want this person to be in some center. They are sick, period. They're ill. And the only thing that's going to stop them is going to have to be placed in a facility where people are trained to address this. You are not trained to address this. You have not been trained. You have not been certified. You don't have the facilities. You don't have the materials. You just don't have it. They need that structure. That person that you're dealing with, you're still looking at them as the person that they were before they got addicted. And right now their mind is being taken over by this substance. It's altering their entire physical makeup of their brain. They're altering the judgment and their thought processes. That person standing in front of you looks like somebody that you used to know, but they're acting totally different because they live and breathe that substance. And you're going to let them into your house, but then you won't let strangers in your house. You just did. You're too close to the situation. Too close. And some of you not only offer them a bed, you turn around and give them money knowing that they are doing this stuff. Their situation comes up where they overdose and whatnot, and you're all out of sorts. Well, if you've been giving them money, part of that money probably contributed towards it. And I'm sorry that it hurt people's feelings, but I'm hearing stories all the time from parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, knowing for a fact that their relative is out there, and I mean out there. They won't take them to therapy to save their life. They will not take them to rehab to save their life. They will not do it. They think it's best for that person to sit untreated in their house, addicted, and sit up there and figure it'll just go, that they could just love it out of them. You're being naive, and it needs to stop. If it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but somebody needs to tell you and help you snap out of it, because you worked hard to get what you've got. The only way that if you really, really love that person, find a place for them to go. And if somewhere local is not good enough, send them somewhere out of town so they won't be so quick to leave. Somewhere they don't know anything about. Because when they're at that level of addiction, where they're a shell of a person that they used to be and have absolutely nothing, the last place they need to be is on somebody's couch. They need to be in a center receiving formal treatment. Not only for the addiction, but for psychological issues that could have contributed to the addiction if it was psychologically triggered. They need that structure and professional help. And there's some of you right now that are in denial. You're blowing up social media every day, talking about please pray for so-and-so and so-and-so, and the people close to so-and-so already know what the problem is. You'll turn around and say that they're sick, but the people close to you already know what it is. They're sick all right. And I don't understand what the problem is, because if you were sick from some other type of illness like pneumonia or something like that, run to the hospital in a New York minute. But when it comes to things like drug addiction, any type of substance addiction, all of a sudden you want to sit somebody on your couch. I'm trying to figure this one out. If I had appendicitis attack or pneumonia or something like that, or you're just going to let me sit on the sofa? No, you'll take me to the hospital, wouldn't you? Why? Because they have the facilities and the treatment to be able to give me what I need to feel better. It's the same dynamic, the same. Some of y'all are just demonizing the whole idea of the fact that you have a relative that needs to go to a formal rehab center and needs psychological treatment. This is real, people. The fantasy is over. And I say this to say this because I'm seeing people that are sitting up here suffering more than the person that's going through it for no reason, just because of denial. If you want that person a chance at a better life, you better go ahead and put them into rehab and get their behind off your sofa. Get them off of your air mattress. Get them out of that spare room when you know for a fact they're doing what they're doing, and get them into a facility quick, fast, in a hurry. And that's all I got to say about that. Peace.